Okay, gang, as I continue to work on Mystique and knock down the old primers and strip down to the bare metal that I'm going to work with before epoxy primer, there's a few things I want to take care of as well. One of them is locating the holes here on the quarter panel for the chrome piece that fits there. And I have a template that I'm going to use, or actually I have, let's say, a pattern based on this original set of holes on the right quarter panel. So what I'm going to do, I've shown in a previous video where I used some tape and I took the chrome piece and put in place, and then I located those holes, and it worked. But I want to show a different technique, and what I'm going to do is make a pattern off of these holes and then transfer it to the other side. So let me get set up and show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, so what I've done is I took a piece of my white masking paper and I used this bottom edge here as my reference. So I laid the paper here and then I taped it up above, and then I also taped it in the back. And then I traced the opening, the high metal where this chrome piece goes, and then I outlined each one of these holes that are original. And you'll notice these holes are a bit oblong, and that's how they were from the factory. So what I'll do from here is I'll take this off, cut out these 3 holes so I have a pattern, and then I will transfer this to the other side. Let me show you that. Okay, so now I have the pattern on the driver's side, obviously, and I did the same thing. I lined up my line with the cutout shape, with a high metal, let's say, and also did the bottom edge. Now what I'll do is trace out these holes with a silver Sharpie, being that I'm on black metal. And this is just going to give me the basic location. And so now what I'll do is I'll go back and I will compare measurements and see how close these are in reference to the other side. And by doing this, what I'll do is I'll measure from this edge right here to the center of those holes. And that way I'll know if it's a little bit off, and I can adjust that before I drill anything. So if I have to move the hole out, I can just mark it and make a fresh location. Alright, so I used my 6-inch scale and I verified the measurements on the other side, and it was basically 40/64 in this case. And so I double checked that, and I was off just a little bit. So I moved a center line over on both of these, and that should take care of those. Now I'll drill those holes and see how things fit. Now that I'm happy with those locations, I'm going to drill a pilot hole in each one of these. And then I'll step that up with a slightly larger bit. Now in this case, I have the piece that's going to go there, and I think those holes are big enough. So just do a rough mock, see how close I am. It's a little bit off, just a little. But I plan to enlarge these holes anyway. But at this point, I can see that basically all 3 of the holes are very, very close. There's only about a 1/16 of an inch off. But the problem is, on these trim pieces, this part of it actually sticks through the hole, and so you have to have the hole big enough for that. Otherwise it would just sit on that and sit out away from the sheet metal. So let me show you that on the other side in just a second. So here it is on the other side, and you can see just how much those stick out away from the main structure. So if you slip that in, see if I can show you there, that's what it would look like if it sat on those little posts. But it really needs to sit in like that. And you can see from what I'm showing you that those posts actually go into those holes. And that's why those holes have to be bigger. Okay, so I want to show you how I make these holes bigger. And basically, I'm going to use an air tool, and it's a straight grinder, but the end of this is typically called a rotary file or a burr, and that's exactly what it is. It's a little like a file. So let me put some earmuffs on. This will get loud, and I'm going to put it in the hole and enlarge that hole. Again, hope I got a good angle for you. Now I'm also making it kind of oblonged up and down, just like it is on the other side. I'll do that to the other one. So now, let me see how that fits. Pretty close. I still have to open the holes up just a little bit. Not quite big enough for those posts to stick through. So let me clean that up, and then I'll show you how it looks. Okay, now that I have those holes the size that I want, I'm going to take this little deburring tool, pretty handy, and just go around the perimeter. It's got a pivot point. Real nice and easy to clean up holes like this. Much better. Now, I'll insert the trim to double check it. And that fits like it's supposed to. So I'm pretty happy with that. And really, you want to do this stuff prior to paint. I've seen it before where people do all the body work, paint it, and then they realize, oh no, I've got to put some trim on. And then if you screw that up, then you're in trouble. So do it ahead of time and don't have to worry about it. Just another tip. Thanks for watching.